All right, we're going to move on to what's trending. So, relationships can be a confusing game of hot and cold. I'm glad I'm done with that. But it is a familiar scenario. So, a Psychology Today article shares reasons why people send mixed signals. We're going to break down a few of these with psychotherapist Eryl McCaffrey. So, first up, all right, this one, we've all heard of this one, fear of commitment. Some people value their independence. They may see a relationship as a threat to their freedom. So, how do people recognize these fears in their partner, Errol?
I mean, you might notice that a person says they're going to do one thing and then they do the opposite. So their words and their actions don't align. For example, oh, we made dinner plans for Friday. You said you were going to show up at this time. You actually didn't show up at all, or you showed up a lot later. So there's usually mixed signals. There's some confusion around what is being said and what has been done. And when it comes to making plans for the future, you might notice that you're getting excited about something or setting a date, further down the line, and the other person is a little bit anxious about that, doesn't want to talk about the future. So it's just acknowledging that, okay, that's happening. And maybe it's time to have a conversation about where they want this to go and how they're feeling about it.
Yeah, it's better to know upfront. So, the
Mhm.
next reason is they're hung up on their ex, and these unresolved feelings can make their behavior inconsistent in new relationships. Ooh, what should you be looking for here that they're not over their past? And is it time to reconsider?
Yeah, I think sometimes you'll find that people talk a lot about their ex boyfriend, ex girlfriend, ex partner with their new person. And there's a lot of bashing and you know, negative talking about that person. And typically, if the person you're dating is at peace in that relationship or has moved on, they won't feel the need to do that. They won't feel the need to bring up their ex person and sort of degrade their memory in any way. They'll probably feel comfortable just moving forward. So if your person is talking a lot about their ex and there's a lot of negativity and a lot of emotional intensity around that conversation, it's likely that they haven't processed the breakup or the relationship and they might need to do some work around it before they can move forward with you.
Speaking of doing work, this final point is about people not knowing what they want. So, is that really just about working on yourself before you enter a relationship?
Yeah. I mean, I think people think that they can figure that out in the process. They can start dating and then they'll figure out what they want, but it's actually a little bit unfair to do that, right? To use people to get clear about what it is that you're looking for. So it's about taking responsibility for your journey and figuring out where you're at and being honest with where you're at. If you're looking to just be casual and get to know people, that's great. Be honest. Communicate that in your dating profile or on your first dates. If you're looking for something long term and you want to get married someday, like communicating that and putting that out there. And I think we don't do these things because we're afraid of getting rejected or judged in some way. But then we end up finding ourselves in situations with people that aren't the right match because we haven't had those difficult conversations up front.
Yeah, much better to start with those difficult conversations up front than later. Thanks so much, Errol.
Thank you.